Hi, I'm Tom Terrence, and in this video we are going to talk a bit about why, if you have paid a website down, you have most likely wasted your money, and if you do not have a website, it may not be what you need. So make sure that you watch this video until the very end because it will have a whole bunch of very useful information. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Tom Terrence. I am the author of the book 17 Critical Mistakes That You Must Avoid That Can Ruin Your Taxi Business, creator of the Taxi Business Success System and step-by-step system on how to find all the drivers, mechanics, and dispatchers you'll ever need, creator of Taxi Profits Inner Circle, editor and publisher of Taxi Profits newsletter, and a coach to taxi business owners worldwide. I have been in the taxi industry for about 11 years. I drove a taxi all the way through college and grad school, and when I graduated from university, I understood that I loved the industry and I wanted to stay in it. However, when I was looking at how taxi companies were run, managed, what kind of people worked at them, at taxi business owners themselves, about how frustrated they were at what they were doing to get customers, keep customers, make money, it did not make any sense to me. And so I've decided to figure it out because I knew that there had to be a better way to market and run a taxi business, a way that was different from everything else I saw in the industry. A way that would let a taxi business owner have a successful taxi business that actually makes money and attracts customers who actually appreciate quality service. And so I went on a mission. I got together with some of the brightest minds in the taxi industry, and I have also studied some of the most well-known and thought marketing gurus in the world. I have applied the discoveries to taxi business and created a system that can transform any taxi business in the world into a well-oiled money-making machine. And by now I have helped over 10,000 taxi business owners from all around the world. Not only from United States and Canada, but countries like South Africa, Russia, Malta, Malaysia, Bahrain, United Kingdoms, and many others. And so if you are interested in checking out what my clients are saying, you can go on my website, taxibusinessadvice.com, and you can check out the tab called Testimonials. It's all there. So now let's get to the nitty-gritty stuff of the internet. And as I've just said, when I was looking at the taxi industry 11 years ago, when I was looking how things were done, it did not make any sense to me. And when it comes to internet, it's all the same. It does not make any sense. And so right now I am going to explain to you why what's happening on the internet with taxi services makes no sense, why those who sell you websites do not know what they're talking about, and what mistakes you're making buying from them, and how you should be doing things the smart way. So you are watching this video because most likely you want a website, or you want to start running Google AdWords, or you want to start doing some of those things. So first let me ask you, why do you want a website? Why do you want to be on the internet? And so my guess here, having worked with tens of thousands of taxi business owners from all around the world, is that you want to be making more money. So now let's talk about how you can be making more money directly in a taxi business. And all these ways apply to internet. So the way number one is you can have your website attract more customers, more new customers. Number one, what website and internet can help you with is they can have current customers come back more often. And so the way to do it is to be constantly updating your website, running promotions, posting some interesting news from your town, creating some interesting offers. And so the third way to make money in general and on the internet is have current customers spend more money with you. And so how can you do that? You can create new services, you can create partnerships, you can create a membership program, you can create a via a preferred client program, you can create a VIP service, and internet is great for all of it because it lets you know your customers about what you're doing very quickly and very efficiently, just as I do it in my business, taxibusinessadvice.com, communicating via my website, via internet, via videos, and this is actually one of those videos. And so if you look here, there are 3 ways how internet can help you make money. And yet, when it comes to when it comes to designing websites, creating websites, when you work with some a web design agency, you'll be happy if they can help you with 1, and nobody even talks about 2 and 3. While internet is really great for keeping in touch with your customers because it has very low cost of having customers coming back to the website, and it's very efficient in the ways that you can use it. But now let's talk about new customers. Let's talk about getting new customers through the internet. So my question number 1 is, can you actually deliver on your promise? If you actually get a flow of new customers thanks to the internet, will you be able to satisfy those customers? Will you be able to serve them? This is why I said in the beginning that if you think you want a website may not be what you need. So let's talk about it a little more. A free great research tool for seeing what your customers think about your taxi company and if they're happy with you is a website called yelp.com, and I'll show you this website in a few minutes. So what pretty much every taxi business owner in the United States right now is hearing from everywhere, what a lot of taxi business owners are scared of, is the app company called Uber. But let's talk about how great Uber really is. So if I go on the internet and if I go to the website called Yelp, the website that I just told you about, we will see that Uber on Yelp, out of 169 reviews, gets 2.5 stars. And I went through different cities to see how well Uber is doing. And so what I've seen is that Uber usually gets 2.5 to 3.5 stars out of 5. And if we look at San Francisco Better Business Bureau and Uber's rating with Better Business Bureau in San Francisco, where their headquarters are, you can see that Uber's rating on a scale of A+ to F is F. And so then you can see all the reasons for ratings and so on and so forth. But bottom line is very simple. Uber is not that great. So if Uber is not that great, if they get 2.5 stars and an F rating, what is the problem? Why is everybody talking about them? Why are so many taxi business owners all around the world scared about them? And the problem here is that a lot of taxi business owners and a lot of taxi services are even worse. And so here's a typical taxi service. They got 3 reviews and they got an average of 1 star. And here are some of the reviews. Ladies and gentlemen, Mid-Island Taxi deserves an award for having the worst fashionable service. I called to ask for a quote, and then customers are just venting their frustrations. Awful, stay far, far away. And so if you provide the kind of service like this, a website is not going to help you. It may not be where you need to get started. You may need to get started with some of my other products, with some of my other programs that will help you to get your act together. Because let's consider the following scenario. Let's suppose you're a 1-star taxi company and you suddenly get a great website and you start attracting a lot of new customers. What will happen? All these customers will try you once, they will leave you a crappy rating, and they will go elsewhere. This will not help your business in the long run because very quickly you'll end up at the same place or maybe even worse than you've started. So before you create your website, you need to get your act together. But now let's suppose that you have your act together, you actually are providing great quality taxi service. So how does it usually work? Why did I say in the beginning that it's quite possible that you have wasted your money on a website? Because here's how it works. You usually order a website, right? You go to some web design agency, whatever, or get some kid. They create a website. They show it to you, and then if you like it, then the website goes up and it's live. But here's what most of those people who create a website for you are not telling you. On the internet, your website is not the only website. And let me show you how it works. Here you go. So I've typed in Google taxi in Long Island, and what do we see? We see a whole bunch of taxi companies, and we see a whole bunch of websites here. And so what do I know about being not the only one? If you look, for example, at a keyword taxi business marketing on Yahoo, you will see that there are some ads here on top. You can see ads related to taxi business marketing. Then there's taxi business marketing near New York. And what Yahoo is showing, they're showing all the different car services, top advertising, payment advertising, and so on. And here we get to actual taxi business marketing. You can see who's number one for the keyword taxi business marketing. It's yours truly. And bottom line is that I am number one for a lot of keywords that interest me. So here's Google, for example. And again, we could do taxi business marketing. We can see that number one is an ad, and it says in yellow that this is an ad. And after the ads, you can see the first result: taxi business advice, taxi marketing. So I know something how to stand out in Google. But let's get back to your taxi company, and let's talk about your business on the internet. So what do you need to know about the internet? What do you need to realize? You need to realize that what happens on the internet is the following. People have very short attention span. They take a look at a page. If they do not like it, if a page is not interesting to them, they just close it. And the second thing that happens a lot on the internet is comparison, right? So we go into Google, we type things into Google, and then we see what's going on for, say, taxis in our area. And so what the customer does next is they are trying to choose a taxi company that will be right for them. And so when you build a website that's present on the internet, you need to understand that you're not alone and that you need to help your customer choose. And how do you help them choose? The way you help them choose is, number one, you want to convey, you want to tell a prospect how you're different from all the other competition, all those other taxi companies that are there on Google, Yahoo, and so on. So you want to tell how you're different. And number two, you want to give your customers or prospects reasons to choose your taxi company. And so now let's take a look at some of the websites. Let's look at typical taxi company websites and see how they're doing. And so I typed taxi Long Island in Google, and you've seen all those pages with all those results previously. And so I picked three websites. One is Mid-Island Taxi, that taxi company that I also showed you on Yelp that gets 1-star review. I looked up Long Island Checker Cab, and I got All Seasons Taxi. So let's imagine that I am a customer who's now looking at the website and who's trying to decide which taxi service to choose. So let's look at the design of Mid-Island Taxi Corporation. So what we see here on top is a logo. What does logo do? It does nothing. Because again, as a customer, I'm interested, how is this company different? What's in there for me? Why should I choose this company? So then there's a picture of a car. What does this picture do? It doesn't do anything for me as a customer to make me choose this service. So now let's take a look what the website actually says. It has a video that did not load. And then it says, have your car waiting for you when you arrive. So, okay, so it's a statement that again does not do anything for me. If you are arriving at any of the airports, we will monitor your flight. This way, when you land, you won't have to wait around for your taxi ride. Now, that's again and get clean, safe, and punctual drivers every time with Mid-Island taxi service. So what are those? Those are generic, empty words. And you've seen these companies' rating on Yelp, it gets 1 star. And so that's a typical customer experience on the internet. A website that has generic words, empty promises, and on the website where customers actually talk about the taxi service, it gets really bad reviews. So let's see what's going on here. Here we can see 2 cars with island taxi signs, and again we do not even see that logo on the cars. So if at least this logo was on the cars, then we could hope for some brand recognition. But there's no brand recognition here, because if I see their cars on the streets, I wouldn't recognize them. So now in the middle there are 2 unmarked cars. And so my question here is, what are the unmarked cars doing? What is it, a gypsy cab company? What exactly? And this one is black and this one looks red. And what exactly is going on here? I am not sure. And if you take a look at the other words, door-to-door service, be treated the way you should with our respectable drivers, providing your transportation needs. And as you remember, the rating for this taxi service is 1. So, okay, so this was company number 1. Now let's go to another one. Remember, I'm a customer trying to choose a taxi. I went onto Google, I typed taxi Long Island, and here are some of the websites that popped up. So this one has a really annoying animation of New York City. Even though I did not type a New York City taxi, I typed Long Island taxi. And Long Island is not New York City. It's a residential area. So what do we see here? We here see Long Island Checker Cab, come take a ride with us. There aren't even any empty promises. Oh, wait, there is one. We have the best fleet on East Coast. And so I'm immediately looking at this Crown Vic that I can have kinda ride by New York City scenery. And my question here is it really the best car on East Coast? Okay, so there's another Crown Vic and 2 more Crown Vics, and oh, there's some other car. And if I go somewhere else, okay, reservations. Phone reservation, do not be sitting on the curb. Now you can reserve a ride the next time you make travel arrangements. Place an order in advance and you'll be sure to make it home on time. How do I know that I'll be sure to make it home on time? I don't know, because everybody else is saying that. And so, I remember I looked at this one, which was kind of crappy. I'm looking at this one, which is kind of the same in that I don't see what's in there for me, why I should choose them, except for they have the best fleet on the East Coast. And now let's look at another one, All Seasons Taxi. Okay, here I can see that they are open 24 hours. Okay, 2 locations to serve you better. Which location should I be calling? I am not sure. So welcome to allseasonstaxi.com, a Long Island transportation company. We are privately owned and have been in business for 20 years. With pride in offering clients clean and smoke-free sedans, vans, and Lincoln Town cars. Our drivers have pleasant attitudes, are drug screened, licensed, insured, and neat in appearance. They will accommodate all your needs. And so this phrase, whatever your agenda, we can offer you fair rates, reliable service, and on-time transportation for all your destinations. And there's a picture of their office. And I'm looking at the picture of their office, and honestly, I'm not sure why they have this picture here, because from a customer's perspective this picture isn't really doing anything for me. And so basically, imagine yourself being a customer. Okay, and they have a fleet. Let's look at their fleet. So what we see again is we see just typical cars, nothing special. And there's a Lincoln Town Car that I think, what model year is it? I think it's back from 1990s. So right now it's 2014, and they're showing pictures from 1990. And that minivan, it does not look like a new model. It looks like it's from 1990 or so. So it's all very, very, how do I put it, not good. So imagine yourself a customer, and you're looking at this website, at this website, and at this website. Which one would you choose, and why? And I'm sure you're just like me, you're confused because they're all pretty much the same. Nobody is standing out. Nobody is explaining how they're different and what they can do differently. So that's what happens on the internet with taxi services all the time, and that's what I want you to do. If you have a website, go look at your own website, or go on Google, type in your town and taxi, look who comes up, and look how you all guys look. And so now you probably wanna ask me if I could help you, and if I could help you be different, if I could stand you out on the internet. And the answer is yes, I can. And a lot of you have been asking me to help you with a website for a long time. And so I'm finally introducing turnkey websites for taxi businesses. However, that being said, with all the stuff that I've just explained to you, I hope you understand that I'm not going to accept everyone into this program, because I am not interested in doing a website if you are not providing quality service, because otherwise it's just not going to work. I'll put you a website, it will bring you some new clients. All those clients are going to be pissed because your service is really bad, and you're going to blame me for the website not working, while in reality it's not going to be me, it's going to be you. And so here's how it's going to work. If you want me to help you with a website, there will be a questionnaire. And if you have a 1-star rating and you're doing a terrible job, we'll need to fix that first. So it will not be about the website, but it will be about helping you actually deliver quality service. And so here are the most important questions that are going to be on a questionnaire. Number 1, what makes you different from competition? And number 2, what you are doing to improve your marketing. And so here's a questionnaire that went all wrong from one of my potential clients who actually never became a client, and I hope by looking at his answers you can understand why. List all the strengths you and your taxi company bring to the table. Here's what he wrote. We have 40 cars, we have cheaper prices. And I hope you understand by now that these are not strengths. If I'm a taxi company customer, I want one car. I do not care how many cars you have. All I care about is when my car is going to be there. What projects, methods, changes are you working on now to improve your marketing? The answer was not really doing anything. So if you're just like this guy, we'll need to start elsewhere, but not with a website, because the website is only for those who are actually doing some right things in the taxi company. However, suppose you are different, suppose you got your act together, suppose you're providing quality service. So what will happen next is after I go through your questionnaire, you will get from me a plan of action and a checklist and some stuff that you will need to submit to me about your taxi company, about what you're doing, about what is going on. After that, I will personally go over your materials, edit them, make sure that you got them right, and then my team will put a website, will contact you, will show you a few designs, and you'll pick the one that you like, and then the website is going to go live. So how much will all of this cost? Now let's see what the others are charging. So if we go to this beautiful website of Mid-Island Taxi Company, we'll see that it was created by a company called Hibu. And so let's go and see what this company is charging. So for this kind of work, they're charging, they have 3 different packages that start with $600 up front and $100 per month after that. And then there are ones for $650 up front, $80, and $650 up front, and $70 after that. So I looked at some other web media agencies. Here was another one, and I just love that tagline. We make really nice websites. So I hope that by now you understand that a really nice website is very different from a website that actually helps you make more money. And with this company, their prices started, I think, at about $1,000. So those are the prices for that. That's the price for that first company. So here's how it's going to work with me and with my program. If you're a graduate of Taxi Business Transformation Program, which means that you most likely are doing a lot of stuff, you're serious about running a successful taxi business, you got your act together, the price is going to be $14.97 plus $19 a month. That's to put your website, to make it turnkey, and to have it ongoing. Now, after we create all that, we can additionally talk about Google AdWords, about website updates, and about marketing your service on the internet, about keeping in touch with your customers. I can help you with all of that, but we'll need to talk about it individually. And as you can imagine, this is going to be a lot of work for me and my team. And I just launched a program where a website was a part of the package, so we are right now very busy creating some websites for our clients. However, I've been asked to help just with the website, so I've decided to start this program, but I can only accept 10 people. And I've been keeping my inner circle members up to date with what I've been doing. And four Taxi Profits Inner Circle members have already expressed their interest, so that leaves 6 spots available for now. In the future, or you can check below this video, if it's still up, there may be some new spots open, but the price may be going up. Again, check the information below this video. So, how is it going to work? We'll need to start with a refundable deposit. And the reason for refundable deposit is that I have a lot of really successful inner circle members. I have some really serious clients who are committed to running a successful taxi business. And at the same time, I have a lot of people like this who come, who read my website, who cannot find $20 to get my book, who want to engage in conversations without really doing anything. And I cannot be wasting my time on people like that, which is why there will be a refundable deposit, and the deposit will show me how is that you're serious about working with me. And so once you pay your refundable deposit of $500, we will send you a questionnaire. You will fill out the questionnaire, send it back to us, and based on your questionnaire, I will tell you what steps you need to make and how much it is going to cost. Again, if you have graduated from Taxi Business Transformation Program, if you're doing a lot of things right, it will be $14.97. If, however, I will find out that you have a 1-star rating, that you have a lot of upset customers, that most likely you will not be able to serve all the customers that I can get you through internet, then we'll need to fix that first, so that when we put the actual website on, when it's up and running and your phone start ringing off the hook, you'll be actually able to make some money. And your dispatchers are not going to be cursing at customers and tell them to go take a hike, and then customers will be leaving terrible reviews all over the internet. We want to make sure that this does not happen. So based on your questionnaire, I will tell you what the next steps are and how much it is going to cost you to go through all these steps, what you will need to invest in, maybe some other programs that you'll need to go through and implement in your taxi service. And at this step, you will be quoted a final price. Now, if you will decide that this is too much, or you change your mind here, you will get your deposit back with no questions asked. Obviously, in this case, if we do not agree what we're doing here, I will not be able to work with you in the future, because again, I have a ton of clients who are doing a lot, who are really happy, who are kicking ass, and so if you're one of those fence sitters, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in working with you. If you decide to stay, if you decide that we proceed, then we charge the remainder of the money on your card, and we get to work, and we put your website, and we fix your taxi company, and we'll make you some money. So look below this video. It will indicate the number of remaining spots, and if you want in, then click on the button, make your deposit, and we'll send you a questionnaire, and we'll get going. And if not, then watch this video again, watch what I've been doing with the websites, look at your website compared to the websites that I was talking about, and see how you can improve yours, see what you can do to stand out from your competition and turn your taxi business into a really successful one. It was Tom Terrence. See you soon. Bye.